Hello everybody, 大家好. Welcome to Mr. Chou's Chinese class. Today, I have a challenge for you guys. So let's take a look. The challenge for you today is to write a poem for your superhero. This is a creative project dedicated to your superhero during this difficult time. You can choose any type of poem, haiku, free verse, acrostic, etc., whichever type of poem that best expresses yourself. Here are a few steps you can follow. First step you need to do is to create an original poem or a parody of an existing poem or song as a tribute to your real-life superhero during this pandemic. So who is your superhero? Is this your parents? Is this medical staff? Is this janitors? Whoever that is working during this difficult time? You can write a poem as a tribute to those people that you think are contributing to our society. Second, make sure that you have a poem that has a title in Chinese. If you're a world language student who's doing this project in a different language, then of course, you're going to have your title in a different language. And put an English statement on your poem. So whatever you want to say about your creation, you can put a statement there in English. Number 3, you need to record a video of you reading your work poetically. If you do not want to show yourself, you can make a voiceover with picture type of video. Basically, it's kind of like a slideshow, and you're going to read your poem along the slideshow. Maybe you can add a little bit soft background music as well. Number 4, you need to add subtitles in both Chinese and English. Of course, again, if you're doing this project for a different class, then you can add your subtitle in a different language. Number 5, you should submit the video file on Google Classroom, or you can upload it on YouTube and submit it using the link. Here are a couple of steps to get you started with your creative writing. I'm talking about specifically for Chinese poems, but I think some of these suggestions might apply for other languages as well. So first of all, I think you should try to write at least 4 lines. For Chinese poems, you should write about 5 characters per line. You can write more or less, it doesn't really matter. Again, this is a creative project, but most of the Chinese poems have 5 characters per line. When you're writing your poem, you should choose a rhyme scheme. Most common type of rhyme scheme for Chinese poems is AAXA. So you rhyme every line except for the 3rd line. But you can also choose other rhyme schemes like ABAB, ABBA, or whatever that you feel like using. Or you don't have to rhyme at all. Number 4, build a rhythm in each line. Most 5-character Chinese poem lines follows a 2 plus 3 pattern. So you have 2 words and then 3. So it's kind of like da 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 da. Number 5, match parts of speech and or meanings between lines. So for Chinese poems, if you started the first line with a noun, 2-character noun, then the second line you can also match that together with another noun with 2 characters. These are just suggestions. This is a creative project, so you don't need to follow any of the rules. But I think having some rules is going to give you some guidelines and it's going to help you get started. Please feel free to submit your work even if you're not in Mr. Chou's Chinese class. I will make a response video with selected submissions, and you can also try to ask your teacher nicely if you can use your work as a replacement for an assessment, or maybe you can get extra credit. Lastly, here we have a link for some of the sample poems that I did with my students in the past, just for your reference. So not all of them followed those guidelines, but since you're writing a poem, it's a good idea to have some sort of guidelines and the structures. Alright, so this is a challenge for you guys today. I hope you guys have fun creating your poems and take this as an opportunity to show your appreciation for those who are still working, or for those who are trying really hard to help everybody out during this pandemic. Okay, this is all for today, and bye, take care, see you guys in the next video.